Well, Joe grabs a guitar. And Kate begins clapping her hands, and the feeling spreads.
Halfway to California is cause for a celebration. Come on, everybody. Cut her loose.
Well, what about the Indians?
We passed some Injuns not far back. They was peaceable enough. Shoot, them Injuns won't bother you if you mind your own business. Let's have a square dance. Charlie, can you call it?
Well, sure I can call it. I don't reckon there's nobody can call a square dance like me. I used to call them every Saturday night back in Black Hawk County. Well, Kate pulls Clyde to his feet. Now, he ain't much of a dancer, but he'd do anything for Kate. Everyone grabs a partner, and young and old join in the dance. Why, they're a-skipping, a-whirling, a-clapping, a-yelling to the tune of Golden Slippers.
All jump up, and when you come down, your honey in your arms go round and around. Element a left and a left element, a right and a left and a left old grand promenade. First couple balance and swing, you lead right out to the right of the ring. Round that couple and take a little peek, back to the center and swing your sweet. Round that couple and a peek once more, back to the center and swing all four. Four hands up and around we go, do the little lady, don't see do when I come on boys, and don't be slow, cause one more change and on you go. Round that couple and take a little peek, back to the center and swing your sweet.
All of a sudden, there's a loud yell from the waterfall, and sure enough, them boys is fishermen. Well, there's one kid that won't have beans tonight. Well, there's a clang on the dishpan, and everybody makes a mad dash for the washstand, except the nose had already anticipated the move and done their washing beforehand. They head for the grub line.
Oh, they got some big fires out there.
Well, Tom gets to the washpan. And Hal ducks his head in. Tom splashes back, and there's a grand free-for-all, in and with everyone wetter than Tom, but Hal most of all.
Guess I got washed without getting near the washpan. Where's the grub line?
And there's beans again. Some wonder if there'll ever be anything but beans from now on, but Farley tells them that they are in buffalo country and maybe they can kill one. They can at least replenish their supplies at Fort Laramie. Everyone finds a place to sit and eat. A wagon tongue, a log, or just the ground or a tailgate. You can still feel the light-hearted attitude from the young people. Well, Hal notices Clyde is sitting with Kate.
You know, I think that Pickett's beating my time with Kate. You're gonna have to do something about that. He's really taking a shine to her.
Well, it looks to me like the feeling's mutual. I think you lost that before you started, Hal.
Well, Tom likes to rib Hal, and laughter comes easy for a while. Little by little, the conversation drifts to the incidents of the day, and then to the gold they're all hoping to find in California.
Well, we ought to be in California by the middle of September if we keep making good time. There ought to be plenty of gold left, being as we was the first bunch to leave Iowa.
Now, you ain't figured much on them mountains, Jim. They could be a powerful lot of trouble. Old George, the trail scout's been watching and listening. He thought 'twere about time they took things a little more serious-like. Well, they're just a-sitting there talking all around the fire when suddenly they hear a low, steady beat off to the northwest. At first, they don't know what it is, then somebody yells, "It's an Indian tom-tom! They're getting ready for war!" Everybody's suddenly on their feet. Clyde grabs his gun. Old George finally quiets them down. "That ain't no war, Tom. Why, that beats is too slow. They're probably praying for rain. It's about time for the grass to dry up.
Are you sure, George? You know them Sioux is hostile Indians. Generally, they'll fight at the drop of a hat.
Why, of course I'm sure. Well, George stops to spit tobacco juice and beetle. Leastwise, I've been living amongst them for nigh on about 15 years. But Clyde's not so sure.
But they're hostile savages. I read stories in the papers back home about scalpings and killings and such.
Well, George looks at Clyde from under his bushy eyebrows. You mind your business and they'll mind theirs 9 times out of 10. Just don't get going off half-cocked. So they all sit down again, but Clyde's still fingering his gun.
The only good Injun's a dead Injun. Never liked him and never will. Look at all them famous pioneers. They killed lots of Injuns. I'm gonna kill the first redskin I see.
You said that ever since we left the Missouri River. I hope you fall in love with an Indian princess or something.
Yeah? Well, I'd kill her before I had a chance to fall in love with her.
Yeah, it was a good thing you was asleep in the wagon when we saw them Injuns before. There's no use trying to talk any sense into you, Clyde. You're just plain local.
Well, Hal turns his back and walks off to the other side of the circle, and Kate pulls Clyde away from the irate crowd. Jim Farley decides to send out a scouting party in the morning. If there's Indians around, they better know where they are.
Tom, Zeke, Roy.